Okay, good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you feel incredible this morning. My name is Haziq Ali. I'm here to help you make more money with your business. I don't care what kind of business you have. I've never had a job. So at this point, I better have something I can share. I better have noticed some kind of patterns. You know what I'm saying? So every single morning, what we do is we focus on a different form of entrepreneurial literacy. Every Monday, we focus on mindset because I believe you have to be more before you'll do more, before you can have more. I believe that that is the way it works. I don't care what discipline you're talking about. You got to become more before you will do more. And then you got to do more before you will have more. You can't escape the fact that we have to work on our philosophy. We have to create a philosophy that makes success inevitable. We have to create a philosophy that can create heaven on earth here for us, right? So that's why we focus on mindset every Monday. Every Tuesday is all about sales tips. You know, men do sales naturally. I always joke, men do sales naturally, right? You go out and you hunt, you close the deal, right? It's something in you. Every Tuesday, we focus on ways to enhance your sales skill set. And then every Wednesday, we do marketing. Women naturally do marketing, right? Marketing is about making yourself attractive. It's about making yourself magnetic. Am I right? And so every Thursday, we do leadership. Every problem in society, every problem in your household, every problem in your relationship, every problem in your organization, every problem in your child's school, every problem at your workplace is a problem of leadership. So every Thursday, we focus on leadership in different ways that we can strengthen our influence, strengthen our ability to lead by example, lead ourselves first and foremost, right? And then every Friday is Free Coaching Friday, and welcome to it. My name is Haziq Ali. My own company, I helped to lead us to the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing companies in America 3 years in a row. And we are here to help you with your business. We do this free of charge every Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern. And we always try and start Free Coaching Friday off with a question for you. I got a question for you this morning, millionaires, while you're introducing yourself. Check it out. I want to know, why do you think your new teammates don't invest time and energy into learning new skills? Why do you think your new teammates don't invest their time in learning new skills? What do you think that is, y'all? What do you think that is? Do you think it's that they didn't know there were new skills to learn? Is that what it was? Is this something like they feel like they don't have time? Is that what it is? Is it C, the fact that, hey, they think they can succeed by guessing? Or would you say for you, it's more D, they just think learning is too hard? Learning is too hard. Which one of those are the reason that your new teammates don't invest their energy into learning new skills? Your new employees don't invest energy into learning new skills. Your new organization members, they don't invest money into learning new skills. They don't invest time into learning new skills. They don't invest energy into learning new skills. Which one y'all think it is, y'all? All right, all right. Good morning, Daryl. Glad you made it in. Maura Lynch is in the house. What's up, Queen? Nyree, good morning, good morning. Tammy, I'm glad you made it in. What's up, Greg? My man Jerry Ferguson is in the house. Let's get it. What's up, Chanel? Miss Cook made it in. What's up, Miss Mandy? Chris McFly is in the house. Let's get it, y'all. Hey, Kay. Okay, Kay made it in bright and early. Sierra. Yeah, yeah. All right, I see a lot of C's coming in. I see a lot of C's. They think they can guess. I think it's an important question to kind of consider. You know what I mean? When it comes to like, they didn't know that there were new skills to learn. You know, where did they get that idea, y'all? A lot of times in the presentation, what you told them was anybody can do this. Anybody can do this, right? So that's why they would be stuck on A, because you told them anybody can do it, right? And what you meant to say was anybody can do it badly. Anybody can do it really horribly, right? Be realistic. Nobody can get into a new profession and have all the skills they need automatically. That's ridiculous, right? Our job is, yeah, you got the mindset. Okay, you got goals, but now we got to teach you some skills, because mindset ain't enough to fly an airplane, right? All right, well, let's look at B. They didn't have time. Actually, we'll get to that a little bit later today, but that's a really popular objection. A lot of times they'll tell you they just ain't got time to be learning. We'll get to that in a minute. C is what a lot of y'all are saying. Y'all like, yo, they feel like they can succeed by guessing. They got something called the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? The Dunning-Kruger effect in psychology. And it talks about how we all are way overconfident when we're really bad at something. So yeah, that's why so many of you said C. People just feel like they just gonna guess their way through it. It's really bad, man. But it's human nature. So I'm glad everybody can see that everybody is saying C. You know what I mean? The last one we kind of talked about is, learning is hard. People don't like reading books. People don't like going to any kind of adult education classes. They'll just quit anything, or they'll just refuse to go, right? I'd rather scroll TikTok. But check this out, y'all. Somebody give it to me in the comments. Teach independence or work forever. Teach independence or work forever. That's just how it goes. Learn to teach independence or you're going to work forever. Somebody give me that in the comments and then give me a share. Teach independence or work forever. Teach independence or work forever. It's a true fact, y'all. It's a true fact. It ain't what you do, it's what duplicates. So it's Free Coaching Friday. We're going to take 5 of these things. We got some real good ones that y'all sent in. If you're wondering how we get a lot of the questions, you can either throw them in the comments and I'll address them as we get to them, or subscribe to the newsletter. All you do is go to millionaireminded.com, put your name and your email in the box, and just like that, you're enrolled in the world's best newsletter for entrepreneurs. We always split that thing in a mindset, heart set, and in skill set. You always get Hazik's technique of the week, and it's always going to add some value to your life. Probably takes 7 minutes to read the whole thing, but you'll never be the same. All right. So you can join the newsletter right there, millionaireminded.com. All right. Question number 1 that we got is, why am I having so many problems closing and nobody's joining? Mr. Ali, I have done presentation after presentation after presentation and nobody's joining. So I want y'all's help with this one. Based on you've been rocking with Millionaire Minded, you know a lot of the concepts we teach. Why would somebody have problems closing at the end of their presentation? What are some reasons y'all think that could be? What are some reasons you think that could be, K. Nicole? Hey, Kay, why do you think they're having so many problems closing at the end of their presentation? What you think, Naire and Tammy? Suggest some reasons for me in a Q&A. What are some reasons that they might have trouble closing at the end of that presentation, Pastor Dandridge or Miss Mandy? What are some reasons y'all think it could be? What are some possible causes that will make closing at the end? I want you to cut on your thinking machine, right? Put on your thinking cap. A lot of people think they're thinking and they're really just playing recordings. I'm challenging you this morning to actually think about a problem that probably comes up more than we'd like to admit, right? What are some possible reasons that this person is having issues closing at the end of their presentation? I like that. We got some good answers coming in, y'all. We got some good answers. Miss Mandy said they haven't established rapport. I like that. Kay Nicole said, yo, are you addressing their personality type? Pastor Dandridge was like, yo, they not asking for the sale, probably. Maybe Kay is like, because they don't know the business enough to give all the information. I hear you. Naire is like, didn't build enough rapport. Michelle is like, have you asked enough questions in the beginning? I love these answers. Yahura is like, haven't built enough rapport. Miss Mandy is like, they haven't identified the problem and offered their solution as a resource, right? They didn't know there was a problem before giving a solution. Come on, y'all. Giving solutions before addressing a problem. Boy, woo-hoo-hoo, we got some millionaire minded in the house this morning. So yeah, check it out. Those are all really good. No rapport, right? We know rapport is 80% of the sale. Maybe they didn't identify a problem. I love that. Check this one out. Didn't close before the presentation, right? What about too much information being given, right? Ooh, look at Sharice. Exactly. They see a lot of times. Somebody give me this in the comments. The purpose of business is to solve problems. Somebody give it to me. The purpose of business is to solve problems. This is so important, y'all. Y'all hear me say it all the time. If people didn't have the problem of being hungry, opening a restaurant would be crazy. You got me? If people never needed to sleep, opening up a hotel would be the idea of an insane person. You see? But what we know is that the purpose of business is to solve problems. The purpose of business is to solve problems. If they don't have a big enough problem, there's no motivation to move. Does that make sense? Look at the dentist. You get that postcard in the mail, and you say annual checkup. Meh, I'm okay. You throw it over your shoulder, right? Until you get a toothache. Until you get a toothache. Until you get a toothache. Anybody ever had a toothache? Can I get a witness? Check this out. Next thing you know, you camping out in that man's office. They like, yo, our schedule is too full, but your head is pounding. You can only see out one eye. Anybody know what I'm talking about? All of a sudden, you got a problem, Jack. You're ready to go. When you got that postcard, you didn't have a problem. You're like, I'll do it next year. But that head pounding, you going blind in one eye, right? So here's my question for you, right? Here's my question for you. How can we enhance or how can we increase, right, our prospects' dissatisfaction? How do we make the problem bigger? How do we make the problem bigger, y'all? This is question number 2. How do we make the problem bigger? Somebody want to help me out? How do we make the problem bigger? I'm going to give you 2 different ways. Here's the first one. Somebody say you make the problem bigger with questions. You make the problem bigger with questions. Somebody give it to me. You make the problem bigger with questions. You make the problem bigger with questions. The reason that you didn't close them at the end of the presentation is because the problem ain't feel big enough. Not to mention, maybe you didn't even find a problem, but I'm going to assume right now, since you're rocking with us, that you probably understand you got to find out, you got to diagnose before you prescribe, or else it's malpractice. I got a feeling you know that part, but how do we make the problem bigger, right? How do we give them a toothache, Miss Mandy? How do we give them a toothache? With questions. And here's the number 1 question I suggest. Somebody give it to me in the comments. How does it feel? Write that in your notes. How does it feel? Yeah, Drew. How does it feel? Jot that down in your notes. How does it feel? How does it feel? So we can use that a bunch of different ways, right? I want you to put your favorite one in the comments. We could hit them with, how does it feel when the alarm goes off? How does it feel in the morning when that alarm clock goes off, right? How does it feel when the boss tells you got to work on Saturday, right? How does it feel you got to work another year for a 2% raise, right? What are some ways you can use how does it feel? You got any good ones? How does it feel, right? Because what we need are some questions that can ramp up their emotional motivation. That's what we need. How does it feel, right? Because dentists don't have to sell. You ever been to the dentist and they be like, man, shoot, pull a tooth or don't. It's up to you. And they just leave the room. They ain't giving you no sales pitch. You ever notice that with a dentist? Dentists might explain the problem. They might show you x-rays and show you how your whole face about to fall apart, right? But they don't do no sales pitch. You hear me? They be like, do it or don't. Why? Because you got a problem, champ. You got a problem. You got a problem. You hear me? So how can you use that? How does it feel? How does it feel to get denied because of your credit? Whoa. All right, so that's the first one you can use. How does it feel? A second way that you can ramp up their dissatisfaction is with reverse psychology, right? And word pictures. You can use all kinds of negative word pictures. I got a question for you, y'all. Who's the better salesperson, us or the prospect? Who's the better salesperson, y'all? I like that, Miss Mandy. How does it feel when you check your bank account and it's empty? Whoa. And see, this is going to work better when you know their problems. You got to know their problems, right? And this person obviously already told Miss Mandy that their money kind of funny. You know what I mean? So now she's pulling it out of them. How does it feel when you check that bank account and it's on E? Whoa. Y'all Y'all got me? All right. So what's my question? Hey, y'all, who's the better salesperson, us or the prospect? Of course, it's the prospect. It's the prospect, Michelle. Our prospect gonna listen to themselves way before they listen to us. So what if we forced them? Y'all with me? Don't lose me right now. What if we forced them to describe the consequences of not rocking with us? What if we forced them to do it? Right? What if we forced them to describe the consequences of not taking action from their point of view? Would that be cold? So, somebody give me a 100 if that would be a powerful technique. Somebody give me a 100 if you with me. Somebody give me a 100 and share this to a Facebook group, share this to a messenger group, share this with an entrepreneur who you feel like maybe could use this point of view. Millionaires, give me a 100 if you can agree with me that it would be powerful if we could get them to describe their consequences of not taking the action they need to take. Would that be helpful? Check it out, y'all. I like that, Tammy. I like that. How does it feel when you wake up in the morning and can't get out of bed as fast as you want? Whoa. For those that don't know, she runs a wellness spa. She's a massage therapist. So that's a powerful question, right? All right. So here's how you can do it, y'all. Here's how you can do it. You could hit it with this. What will happen if you don't move forward? What will happen if you don't bust a move? Like you could be like, if you don't start your own business now, do you see yourself always working for somebody else? They're like, oh God, I hate that. How you gonna say that to me? Whoa, right? What do you think will happen next year if you decide not to make any changes this year? So what do you think will happen next year if you decide not to make any changes this year? Right? You can say it all subtle. You ain't got to say it with a bunch of force, right? So let me ask you, do you think your job routine, 5 days a week, 2 weeks off every year for vacation will ever change? You think it's going to be like that the rest of your life, your job routine? Now we're forcing them to describe it. Somebody with me? Now, let's say you want to throw them a softball. You could hit them with a joint like, I see you're kind of stressing about risking a change in your daily life. Why not just relax and keep life just like it is? Now they're like, oh God, no, I can't do that, but you're forcing them to talk about it. You see, this is like reverse psychology. This is you forcing them to use negative word pictures. They're forming all kinds of horror stories in their mind right now, just as you kick it with them with some basic questions. Another one, you could start off with, you don't have to make a decision to start a business tonight. Now they're like, woo. Instead, you can make a decision to wait and just keep your present life, keep your present job routine. Which one would be easier for you? They're like, oh, snap, stay the same, but I'm here because I hate this part of my life, or I agreed to listen because dang, I wanted some change, right? Because we did close them before we even showed them the presentation, right? We made sure they were hungry before we started talking about restaurants. We ain't gonna waste our time describing all the places they could eat if they ain't even hungry. So we were smart enough to do that. So now when we drop this at the end, it's like, oh snap. You don't have to make a decision to start a business tonight. Instead, you can make a decision to wait and just keep your life the way it is. Because what we know is they're making a decision either way. We know they're making a decision either way. And now we're pointing it out to them because in their mind, they think they're thinking about it, that they're going to make a decision later. Nah, you're making a decision right now, Chant. I hope this is making sense. You might be thinking, my current life ain't so bad. I think I'll make the decision to keep stuff exactly how it is. That's a good decision too. Is that kind of how you're feeling? You think that might be best for you? Actually, don't even say, is that kind of how you're feeling? Let's go with, do you think that might be best for you? Right? Do you think that might be best? Now, they cannot truthfully answer and say that that's best, right? But we did a little mind reading. We hit them with, you might be thinking, hey, my daily routine ain't so bad. Maybe I'll keep living like this. That's also a good decision. Do you think that might be best for you? I hope you jotting these down. You know, I hope you jotting these down. All right. Here's the next question. Somebody asked me, hey, what if I can't find a problem? Can I still sell the benefit? What do y'all think? What's the answer to that? If I can't find a problem, can I still sell the benefit? Y'all feel like that's a yes or no? Can I still sell a benefit with no problem? Yes or no? What y'all think? Exactly, Tammy. Exactly. What y'all think? What y'all think? Can I still sell a benefit if I don't know their problem? What y'all think? What y'all think? Yes or no? Yes or no? Somebody give it to me. What's your best answer for this? Do you feel like I can still sell them a problem? You think I can still sell a benefit if I don't have the problem I meant to say? All right, Miss Mandy said yes. Naire said no. Yeah, Samaya, that's a powerful question right there. Don't write that one down. So we got some yeses, we got some nos. The answer is yes, but it's a lot harder. You know, it's a whole lot harder. Fear of loss is always going to be greater than desire for gain, right? And facts and features, it ain't going to get you scared or nothing. It ain't going to get you, you know what I mean? It just ain't enough. There's no emotional charge in that. You hear me? It's going to take a lot more work if you ain't got the problem. It's going to take a lot more skill. And we ain't here to be lazy, right? But we are here to be efficient. And so I highly suggest, you know, that I get into a place where, I don't know, if you're not, you know, able to figure out their problem, maybe you talking too fast, right? You got to ask yourself, am I even listening to hear their problem? Am I just too excited to talk about features and facts and statistics and stuff that I'm not even getting into them? Like we talked about earlier this week, am I more focused on my product than I am the prospect or their problem? So hope that was helpful. All right, next question. I tried teaching one of last week's classes to my group, but they were resisting me. Why do people resist even after you are helping them solve a problem? You know, why do y'all think that is? Why do people resist, right? I believe it's because they haven't experienced it yet. And fear keeps people from changing. Does that make sense? So my answer to this, when people are resisting you too much, me and Drew was just talking about this yesterday. Hey, check it out. Listen, you got to give people sincerity tests. You got to make sure they're ready, because you are allowed to keep any limitation you're willing to argue for. Any limitation you're willing to argue for, you get to keep. I mean, if you got to accept their limitations. You hear what I'm saying to you? You got to accept their limitations. Keep getting them on the calls. You know, personal development takes some time, but it works. I don't know how many of you realize it, but if you hear a lie enough times in a row, you'll start to believe it. Never mind the truth. You know, so, you know, keep letting them get on the personal development calls. Maybe they need to be tuning in to Mindset Mondays if they can only be here once a week, right? Because we got to work on their mindset. Maybe when you're doing trainings, you take the mindset piece of that newsletter, right, that you get every Monday at 3:30 p.m. And you take that mindset piece and you discuss it with your squad, or you discuss it with your inner circle. You discuss it with your circle of winners. You know what I mean? But that's my thing. You got to accept people's things. Ain't no need in you being out here beating your head against the wall. And then check this out. You may want to jot this down in your notes. You may want to put this in the comments. 80%. You know how I always say 80% of a sale is rapport? Check this out. 80% of a home-based business is the social part. Everybody ain't here to conquer the world. Everybody ain't here because they want to be some master of the universe, driving some Rolls Royce and living in a mansion. 80% of this is social. And you may want to keep that in mind when you're chopping it up with your people and you're taking them to a place of, you really want to affect change. Well, check it out. The longer you keep them around, the more you can change their life. So retention is a thing. And one of the things you can do to retain is to make things more social. What kind of outings are you planning? What kind of contests are you doing? What kind of problems are you giving out as grand challenges so everybody can work together to solve it? What are you doing to help people bond? Okay. The next question was somebody was like, explain analogies and how to use them with prospects again. I love when you did that. All right. So analogies is just comparing something to something else, right? Like me eating these hot peppers is like spraying a blowtorch in my mouth, right? The brain works by comparison. The brain learns by comparison. Good credit is like being in a secret society where everybody has to be nice to you. You see that? That's an analogy. Residual income is like getting royalties from a song. Can you put your favorite analogy in the comments, y'all? Working our business is like recommending a restaurant you like, except with this recommendation, you get paid. Can somebody put their favorite analogy in the comments while we rock it? Your weekly paychecks are like a Christmas bonus you get every Friday. What's your favorite? What's your favorite? Somebody give it to me. An entrepreneur without goals is like a ship without a rudder. We could go forever, right? We could go forever. We could go forever. All right. Last one we got for today. We got to get over here to Instagram and do our affirmations, y'all. I'm gonna put it up there. Make sure you come to Instagram right after this. We're gonna go do our affirmations. This is the last one I got for you. And then we out of here. They were like, I can't get appointments for presentations. What am I doing wrong, Mr. Ali? All right. First of all, I'm gonna give you a few answers to this, right? If you can't get presentation, if you can't get people closed on appointments, first of all, I want to applaud you for going for the presentation close. You ain't always got to go for closing them on joining the business. We don't mix the invitation with the presentation. We know that's a sin, right? But check it out. You can't get appointments for presentations even. First of all, I would say stop using the word presentation. That triggers what we call salesman alarms. You know, nobody wants to be sold nothing. So stop using the word presentation instead of like, man, we got let's meet up. Let's meet up and I'm gonna give you this presentation, or come meet me here. We're doing a presentation. Maybe I say, let's meet up and discuss some options. Let's meet up and discuss some options that maybe we have. You know, the word options cuts on curiosity. The word presentation cuts on salesman alarms. Another thing that you may want to discuss is a good icebreaker. If you're not getting appointments for presentations, maybe you need to use my favorite icebreaker, which is benefits plus permission. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I plan to quit. So benefit, you give your best benefit, and then you give them permission to ask for more information if they want it. Benefits plus permission. Can somebody type that in the comments for me? This is really important. I don't want you to lose this. Hey, my man JG in the house. What's up with you, baby? Benefits plus permission. Hey, Drew, we just talked about this yesterday, right? Benefits plus permission. Benefits plus permission. You give your best benefit, and then you give them permission to ask for more information. So, I plan to leave this job by January. Would you like to know my plan? I plan to leave this job by January. Would you like to know my plan? Yeah, I'd like to know. All right. Well, we should talk then. No, I don't. I'm not sure about. All right. But now I don't have to feel that. Me and Drew was laughing about it, like that pain of rejection, like you just stabbed a spoon in my chest and want to pull my heart out. You know how rejection be feeling. Like you just said, I hate you, your mama, your loved ones, everybody that ever knew you, right? That's how rejection feels. But when I use benefit plus permission, I never have to feel rejection. So that's another way you can do that. Another way is you got to remember, withholding the purpose of what you're doing triggers the salesman alarm, right? You can't be holding back that they ask what is it, and you're like, oh, I gotta just show you it's 80% visual. Come on, man. They feel real annoyed by that. You ever heard somebody say, well, before I come, what's it about? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. What they saying is, I need to know whether I can, invest some time in this. They want to know whether because if you do it the right way, instead of making them skeptical, you make them curious. It's golden. And then the last one I'll give you, the last thought on that I'll give you is that you may want to sometimes say, it's okay to say no. Just didn't want to feel guilty not telling you. I think it's a big deal that you jump into the game, relieving their stress, reducing their risk. Hey, it's okay to say no. I just ain't want to feel guilty not telling you about it. Oh, that's why you want to talk to me. You didn't want to feel guilty. Now I'm kind of curious. You see how that works? The two strongest programs in the brain, y'all, are survival and curiosity. After all, that's what keeps the species going. Survival, like, you know what I mean? And curiosity, like, you got me? All right, y'all. It's affirmation time. Come meet us over there at Instagram. And remember, either your mind has to expand to match your goals, or your goals will just start to shrink to match your mind. Mr. Haziq Ali on Instagram, y'all. Let's go do our affirmations. Let's get it.